Well, I moved my muscadine grapevines here that I'm going to plant out, and they kind of got roasted a little bit, but that's okay. I think they will survive being thrown out here with my son's bike and my and his tank of tadpoles over there. But yeah, let's go plant these, right? My nice new trellis set up for them. Hopefully they will do very nicely for me. Guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? If I don't kill them first. So here we are. We had a nice decent shower, and I planted these guys out a few hours ago, but that is what they look like. I put muscadines and some of these Southern Sensation bunch grapes and some Thompson seedless bunch grapes. Sorry, I got gum in my mouth. Bad, don't talk with stuff in your mouth. But anyway, I think they should do fairly well. I kind of roasted them a little bit back there on the driveway. Whoopsie. And they should recover fine. Muscadines are tough grapes. But put them all in, and we'll see how they do. I'm going to lay this cardboard down everywhere and suppress these weeds because they're absolutely atrocious. But muscadines. I'm kind of iffy on muscadines. I don't care for the seeds, but I want fruit. I want to grow tons and tons of fruit. And I said, what the heck, why not? I put the Southern seedless, Southern, whatever they are, Southern Sensation grapes in the ground this year. And this is one right here. And I haven't put them up on the trellises yet, but they were doing very well in the pots. I put them in the ground, and I've pulled up a couple, and they've been in a few weeks. And already I really think the nematodes are getting to them, because they put on a flush of new growth about a week or two after I put them in. And I trimmed them up, and they started growing again, and then they're just fading. And I know we're getting into fall, so I'm not sure if they're just going dormant and going with the days getting shorter going into September. I don't know. But muscadines, and again, here in Central Florida, muscadines can be kind of iffy, especially the larger fruited varieties. And everything I put on these trellises, I think I put in 10 or 15 self-fertile varieties. I don't care for just the females. Even though the females tend to have larger fruits, apparently. And pollination can be iffy because they can all fruit at different times, especially in my area. With the chill hours up and down some years, you never know. And that's the main issue with a lot of these muscadines, is most of them have been selected or bred for Georgia and the Carolinas, Tennessee. There's not very many muscadines that have been selected out for Florida, especially Central and South Florida. So over the years that I've grown muscadines, I've found that they either fruit very poorly, or some of them don't have enough chill hours, which, we have muscadines everywhere. Wild muscadines are all male plants. They take over everywhere. But the commercial, or the improved varieties just don't always thrive. So each one of these trellises is actually a different variety, and I will see how they do. They were in the pots. They were doing really well. I just bought them, the beginning of this year, a few months ago. I potted them up to get some roots on them, and waiting for me to finish the trellising. And some of them are extremely vigorous, and we're taking off in the pots. I mean, this one right here, not so vigorous. The one there, it's a little burnt, a little more, and a little more, and a little more. And I actually put the vigorous ones going down. Some of them, like Carlos and Dixie Red, I believe it is, or those things were so vigorous in 1 gallon pots. and I had literally 20-foot vines in a 1-gallon pot. Just a few months growth over the summer. Crazy. Other ones barely grew. So we'll see how they do, guys. I'll keep you up to date, and I'll let you know which varieties do well. As I'm going to prune them up and train them up to trellis here, I'll let you know how they're doing and do updates and see how the varieties go. You know, I've tried some of the newer Muscadine types, the seedless ones, like Razzmatazz and Oh My, and I've even gotten the new purple seedless varieties. And unfortunately, Razzmatazz does great. Razzmatazz does really good for me, but even though it's an ever-bearing variety, it's not really worth it. It's very late to open in my area, and it puts on just a single harvest. It's very late to open, break bud, but it's very early to harvest. Those little tiny bunches on the Razzmatazz are ready around the end of May going into June, but then that's about it. They'll keep kind of flowering, but they slow down and they don't really just keep fruiting. I think it's the heat. They seem to like it a bit cooler, I've noticed. And then the Oh My, which is a bronze seedless variety, does not do well here for me. It sets a few fruits, and I've had these for coming on 4 or 5 years now, 6 years. These new seedless varieties, Oh My does not do well. It'll set a few grapes here and there, but the production that's supposedly 30, 40, 50 pounds of vine, it ain't happening. And I got that new seedless black, and that thing just needs more chill hours than I got here. Didn't even open up, and then sprouted some, grew a little bit, and it's just sitting there. It's not liking the heat, and I planted it out like last year or something, or whatever I did, and clearly did not get enough chill hours. So gotta stick with these guys, and we'll see how they do. I love grapes. I love fruit. I want more fruit, and my goal is to have more fruit throughout the year, and different fruits. Right now we have star fruits. Here I have plums and peaches and nectarines and everything, mulberries. But I got a big gap from about May to August, and then depending on everything, spotty stuff here. So I really want to fill that all in. But again, love you guys. I'll keep you up to date. Check out my video on these little sturdy, super easy trellising I put in, and could grow these muscadines on them. And when they're dormant during the winter, I'm going to grow my peas up these and go from there. I plan on doing them as a curtain, probably a central leader, central vine, and then having 3 main branches on each side. That's a curtain, and grow them like that. That's a really good way to grow the muscadines instead of just having one leader and then just a T shape. I'm going to do a curtain shape. I found that in the back where I have all the other ones growing. Works very well with the muscadines. And some of these are so vigorous by the looks of it. That'll be more than enough to give me tons of fruit off of them. We'll see. Stick around for updates, guys. For food and plant some muscadines. Now I got to get all this cardboard down and then covered with some leaves and mulch, so I don't have to deal with all these weeds. So pretty when it gets planted. See you later.